Hello, everyone. Dr. Allen here. Hope you are having a great week. I'm going to go ahead and jump into what we're going to be covering this week. While I'm doing all that, I will say I actually am a little behind on grading. I'm trying to get caught up, but I did the Google Classrooms earlier this morning. They were wonderful. Sorry, they take me a little longer just because of the enrolling. And sometimes if I don't have the code or the link, a lot of times it's not even on the sender's. The issue isn't on the sender's end. There might be a blocker or something. I have to send emails to make sure I have them. Long story short, I think I got everyone's stuff now, or maybe one or two of you still need to send me an updated code. Just check your Brightspace. If you see an odd number in there, it just usually means I need you to resend the code. And usually if I enter it manually, it's taken care of. So I did send an email and it's on the announcement page too, if you need any clarification on that. With that being said, excuse me, don't want to cough too much. We're going to look at this week and what we're going to do. I will go ahead and tell you, when I was prepping a little bit for this, the thing that I wanted to tell you all, sorry, I was just looking for my syllabus there. Whoops. The thing I wanted to make a point about or tell you all was I have the word midterm week on there. That's really related to Sunday. I'd like to make this week a little light because I know people are starting to prep and get a game plan ready for midterms, and hopefully this coming week you'll be kind of starting to study, trying not to hopefully cram when you go in. We don't have a midterm in this class. It's usually just the work, and we have some certificates coming up. So don't worry, we're just going to keep flowing as normal. But this week is a fairly light week, I think. So with all that being said, let's roll on down here. And if you see the word midterm, I might change the wording on this this weekend just to kind of make it a little more clear. But I went right past it. Right here, what we're going to do, we're going to talk a little bit about organizational tech. I'm not going to get too bogged down on that though, because I've done that each week. I've talked about like different types of planners. I'll send some links out. Those have already been up. In the LMSs, I know we've talked about, we've done Google Classroom. A lot of you have already been in the school system, have seen Schoology. You're on a learning management system right now, Brightspace. The main thing I just want you to know about the learning management system, when you go out into the field, whatever county you select or whatever county you're in, see if your cooperating teacher or your field teacher will let you mess around with that. That's the best way to get it. You can kind of get a feel for it. A lot of them operate very similar to Google Classroom. Some schools actually use Google Classroom as their learning management system, at least in terms of instruction. So try to mess around with that a little bit. That's really the main thing I wanted to let you all know. This week also, you'll have, of course, Blog 6, and I'll talk about the tech here in a moment. And then also discussion 6 is a little bit about differentiated instruction. That's something you got to get prepped for EdTPA, and just in general when you're teaching in the classroom. And the Tech Like a Pirate, there's some stuff that they mentioned in that I thought might be kind of useful. And also I have some readings up. So with that being said, let me go ahead and tell you what tech we're doing. This week is, I think, probably the easiest tech that we'll be doing the whole semester. We're going to be looking at OneDrive, QR codes, and just how to make a QR code. Now, you've probably already noticed some of the tech we've done actually has QR code options, and you just put them up. And I'm assuming at this point, everyone knows what a QR code is. Again, I'll say this a million times. 2 or 3 years ago, no one used QR codes, it seemed like, or very few people, or they weren't as common. I won't say no one, but they weren't quite as common. Now they're everywhere. And one thing I wanted to just show you all have, the easiest way I can say it, you have access to a pretty cool amount of tech with your Shepherd login. And I don't know how much people use it, but let me just scroll down to this week. And if you look, do I have OneDrive on here? Oh, I don't have it up, but that's okay. Don't worry, everyone. I will show you right now because this is what I was going to do. When you go to the Shepherd webpage and you go, sorry, it's blocking it. You go to email. I'm sure everyone has done this at some point in your life. You're going to go here. And of course, you're going to get the authenticator, which I came prepared. And I'm going to put my code in. And I'm officially in. When you do all that, I don't know how much you all actually spend time looking at some of this, but when you go right here, there are a bunch of cool things here right by the waffle. When you click that, you'll see you have your Outlook, which is what I have a feeling if you're logging in from another device, most of you are probably hitting or clicking. But you also have Forms, which is Forms is very much like the Google Forms. There's OneDrive, like a cloud. There's Word, which you can actually use as like a hyperdoc, similar to Google. Sway is like it's kind of a faux PowerPoint. It's not quite as, not as many bells and whistles, and you can slide stuff. Let me just show you what that is. It's just, as you can see, haha, angry selfies. That's one I did when I was in Europe. It's basically if you just want to put a bunch of images up and you can just like click them. And you can see, I just started adding. You just click the plus. I don't know a lot of people that use Sway, but if you can just, and it builds it, and then you can present in that. And as you can see, there's different designs and things like that. Not as many angry selfies as I thought there, but long story short, it's nothing that we're going to get into, but I just wanted to kind of give you the heads up on. Teams is there, PowerPoint, all this. You have access to all of this, and it is saved on the cloud. I am not going to get into Word today. I think most of you know what Word is, how you use it, and things like that. Also, PowerPoint's there. I will put some links up to Excel. That is probably, I would say, the biggest hole in my resume, so to speak, when dealing with Office. I am familiar with Excel, but if it's something you want to use, I do know some teachers who do like to use Excel and like plug in some stuff and make their own grade books. I use it to a limited extent, but I don't want to deny you the opportunity to kind of check that out. So there will be some stuff on all of these basic Word type, Office suite type programs if you want to. With all that being said, though, I already said it, this is an easy week. And what I want you to do is just basically make a QR code and do the discussions in the blog. So this week, I want you to go to Forms. And as it slowly loads, I think it's going to load. While it's thinking, I'm going to show you something. And there it is. And hopefully I have this up here. Hope I'm smarter than what I have. There it is. While that's loading up, I'm going to go back to it. Basically, what you're going to do for this week is you're going to log into your Microsoft OneDrive account or Microsoft account via Shepherd. And using Forms, you're going to complete an exercise. It can be anything. It can be a poll, a bell ringer, a survey, whatever. You're going to make a QR code and you're going to submit it. You need to have 5 questions on the QR code. You can submit either the QR code and send it. That's fine. That's usually the easiest way to do it. But let me just show you. Hopefully this is loaded. Yay. All right. So what you're going to do here, when you get to this screen, you're going to either pick new form or new quiz. I don't care which. I usually just pick form. If you're going to make a quiz, though, obviously use that. And you're going to create, like I said, 5 questions. I do not care what you pick, but let's just say we'll do choice, which is probably the easiest. You're going to title your form. So we'll do, I use forms a good bit. Survey of who, survey, I don't like survey, the word that, favorite team. As you can see, I misspelled that terribly in that too, but that's all right. Favorite teams, and you can add a description, you know. Let's do this. Thinking about your rooting interest. Answer the following questions about fandom. Man, obviously I'm doing this a little on the fly. You can also add a little picture there if you want, but you can put, you know, is your favorite, I'm sorry, let's do this. what league does your favorite, see if I can spell favorite right this time, favorite sports team play? You know, yay, but NHL, MLB, NFL, but I don't like sports, whatever. And those are my options. And you can have multiple answers required, whatever. You need to think 5 questions. So if we wanted to add a new question, you just simply click there. And we'll say, rating, rate the logo design of your favorite. And then you select. I want 5 questions. And once that's done, let me move my face out of the way. You're going to want to collect responses. So to do that, you're going to click this. And there's a few things you have to do. You want to share it with everyone. I'm going to ask you to do this only because sometimes there's been headaches with it. When you hit collect responses, can anyone respond? You're going to click yes, anyone can. I should be okay because I'm in the Shepherd network, but just in case, just do anyone can do that. Then you're going to do this. You're going to hit the QR code. You're going to download that and you're going to submit that. That is the tech this week. 5 questions in forms and you send it. I just want you to be able to do a QR code. I will say I've seen tons of people do these with the, especially with the QR codes in class, where they'll send it up and students, obviously they hold up, especially if they have iPads, they hold them up and they can take surveys and quizzes and things like that. But that's kind of it. I just want you to talk about it and just blog if you would maybe use this. And when you answer the blog, don't feel obligated to talk about form. If you want to talk about forms, that's awesome. If you want to just talk about would you use a QR code in the classroom, that's also fine. There's pluses and minuses. If you look at when you collect responses, some people would say, I would much rather just submit the link to my students. It's just easier than to try to have everyone hold them up. That's fine. That, my friends, is actually the week though. That's all we need to do. That's the tech. Like I said, it's supposed to be a little bit of an easier week. I want everyone to have a little bit of time to get a game plan ready for their midterms next week. Next week, when you're watching this, I might have this open a little earlier. But anyway, I believe midterms start on the 24th. I think that is it. Let's double check the syllabus. Discussions are up. I'll have that on. If you noticed, I didn't have everything quite established here on the week. I'll make sure that that's all updated and everything with form stuff. We're going to do something called DFID in a few weeks. I decided to move that and I forgot that I hadn't moved it down. So I'll make sure that's all up to date. But other than that, let's just make sure I'm going to go back to the syllabus that I'm not forgetting anything. Again, the discussion board will be up. The links will be there and the blog is there. That's it. Again, OneDrive's nice. It's something you have. Like I say, you have access to all that. It's Word, everything. The one downside is I don't know how long you have access to your Shepherd accounts once you graduate. It seems like some people have them for longer times than others. I don't know when they ever do I guess a cleaning out, or so to speak. So if you have anything in here, you definitely, when you graduate, want to move it out. But it's here. Like if you don't have Word at home, you have it here online. And I'll just show you, you can see there's tons of things that I actually use. I go in here, it's gotten rid of the flash drive. So anyway, I'm babbling. Thank you all very much. Again, I know I say it every week, but the work, I mean, for as many people that are in here, I'm just blown away by the quality of work. I mean, just across the board. So thank you all very much. Sorry, I almost sneezed there. Probably didn't need to say that, but that's okay. It's the weekend when I'm doing this. Have a great week, and I will talk to you all later.